Good morning, and welcome to today's edition of Good Morning Ithaca. Today is Wednesday, March 4th, 2020. I'm Audrey Newkirk, and this is my co-anchor, Ryan Lee.
Thanks, Audrey. Did you hear about the boys' basketball game last night?
I heard that it was an exciting game, but a tough loss for the Bulldogs. It was a heart-wrenching end to their season.
It was, but they did have a pretty decent season. I'm sure that the players and the coaches are looking forward to next season. Today, we have the latest news regarding cell phone and social media use on campus, coverage of Ithaca's wrestling team at state, and programs that can help you become financially literate.
Let's dive right in with cell phone and social media use on campus. Due to students connecting to an internet connection that was for teachers only, some students have been removed from the Wi-Fi completely. This event has resulted in a ban on phones.
We met with our principal, Mr. Chris Lechner, to share information regarding the current cell phone and social media policy. He stated that the school's current cell phone use policy is quite lax. With the present cell phone policy, students are able to have their phones with them and can sometimes use them with their teacher's permission. The new policy will be much stricter.
Mr. Lechner stated that any students who choose to bring their phones to school must keep them in their lockers during the school day. Anyone who has their phone during the day will get one warning, then after that, an in-school suspension. He suggests that students leave their phones in their car during the school day. Mr. Lechner believes that this approach will be much more effective than before.
This new policy will definitely change what students are used to here at Ithaca. Students have become accustomed to having their phones with them. This change will be in effect starting in Q3.
I guess that means I can't play Minecraft during my study hall anymore. However, I'm sure that this new policy could make students more focused in school and enhance their performance in academics. Speaking of performance, the wrestling team performed very well this season. They ended the regular season losing only one meet. Recently, 2 wrestlers from the team traveled to Madison to participate in the 77th annual WIAA Individual Wrestling Championship Tournament.
Individual state wrestling was held on February 27th through the 29th, 2020 in the Cole Center. Coach Clary said that Ithaca Western wrestlers set tough competition and performed quite well.
To make it to the individual state wrestling tournament, wrestlers needed to place in the top 3 at sectionals. Sawyer Willis and Monty Jennings both made it to state in their weight classes. Sawyer Willis lost in the first round to William Peters from Chautauqua Whitehouser Prairie Farm in double overtime. Monty Jennings lost in the first round to Sam Kutchka from Coleman.
No matter if you win or lose, making it to state is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations to all of the wrestlers and Coach Clary for a great season. I remember how exciting the state wrestling tournament was for me when I used to wrestle.
It always seems like a fun event for both the participants and the spectators. Now, let's take a look at what the weather will be like for this week.
Fortunately, we can expect the days leading up to the weekend to gradually get warmer. Precipitation expected late Thursday into Friday, with a high of 44 degrees. Saturday night, which is spring formal, looks clear and quite warm for this time of year. That will be good for the students that plan on attending.
I'm glad that the weather will be better for spring formal this year. If I'm remembering correctly, last year's was canceled due to bad weather. To wrap things up, we talked with Chelsea Wanakee from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville-Richland about programs that can help people in our community become financially literate.
Ms. Wanakee oversees multiple programs and organizations that focus on becoming financially literate in today's world.
Part of UW-Madison's Division of Extension, we do have a whole team that's dedicated toward financial capabilities within the area that I work in, and that is the area that I focus the most on. Everything from, starting off in life, like we work with the Get Real program, which is targeted at kind of young adults or, high school juniors and seniors, on upward through the lifespan towards, retirement. How do I change my financial picture as I get older? So we really look for those opportunities that are kind of learning points and transitions in people's lives, like when are they going to be open to learning and making some behavior changes, and then look to have that university-supported research to provide them with good information at those points. And some of the other programs that we work on that are kind of that becoming financially literate Rent Smart is one, so that's a class for renters. And that could be anything from, just graduating high school and getting your first place on your own to, maybe people who have been renting a while but have had some bumps along the way. So kind of learning, what does it take to be a good tenant? What are the laws regarding tenant-landlord relationship? And then how to, procure affordable housing and keep that housing. When it comes to financial literacy, we do recognize as educators in the field, there's kind of, learning what you need to know and what you should do, kind of the content piece is important. But there's other factors that are important too, including, access and kind of those influential things in your life. It's great that we teach the skills and we want people to have the knowledge and the skills, but we also want them to have the ability to practice it.
As Ms. Waneke mentioned, there are numerous programs that can help teens and adults become more financially literate. These programs have been very helpful in the past and have given community members opportunities to succeed.
Ms. Waneke explained that the Get Real program is an immersive learning experience. Students from 6 area high schools are given a potential life scenario and then work through a series of stations to try and get through a regular year.
Ms. Waneke also mentioned that over 300 students participate in Get Real every year and that it takes over 120 volunteers to make it happen. This program in particular involves volunteers that are either current or retired business people.
We're really fortunate to have someone in our community like Ms. Waneke that helps improve the future of students and other community members. For more information, contact UW-Platteville-Richland's Extension Office.
That's all we have today for Good Morning Ithaca. Make sure you tune in next week for more of the latest news from Ithaca High. I'm Audrey Newkirk.
And I'm Ryan Lee. Enjoy the rest of your week.